Today we're in the Qantas Perth International Lounge. It's designed specifically for passengers travelling on the 17-hour-long trek to London and back. It's built with long-haul travel in mind, and it shows. The main lounge is underground and in effect one large space, subtly divided into smaller sections by low walls you can trip over and different types of chairs you can't. There are communal and individual sofas, bar stools, dining tables and open-air deck recliners where you can sun yourself on a rare sunny day in Perth, which is the most remote city on the planet, I'll have you know. There was once even a yoga studio, I kid you not. I did the downward dog here a decade back. Now, sadly, it's been turned into a dining room. Australian designer David Kayon and Sydney-based SUMU Design spearheaded the fit-out of the lounge and went for a light, vibrant palette to celebrate what they call the laid-back, joyful Western Australian lifestyle. They've clearly never worked in mining or the CBD. There's fresh greenery, light wood tones and deep colours, giving the space a modern and sophisticated look. And yet most of the time the lounge is stunningly empty, with at best a few early travellers. You can pour yourself a glass of good Aussie sparklers and kick back at the barbie, or more likely lie on the floor trying to plug your phone in, because that's where the power sockets and USBs are.
Well, here I am in the Perth Qantas International Lounge, and it's a rather strange lounge because it was designed for just one flight a day. It was designed for the flight through to London Heathrow, but now takes sometimes 3 flights a day, through to Paris and equally through to Rome. It's a great lounge, but it's also underground, so there's no view. There's an open-air viewing deck, but that's often closed. There's a barbecue area and also a free bar. Let's check it out.
The bar's a short walk up from reception right beside the Quench station, which is a mainstay here, featuring filtered tap water and Bigfoot cordials no less. The tender bar itself is alive, but not exactly kicking. Early evening and you can be the only one drinking in the open-air courtyard, which features a barbecue area at the far end. However, the roof snaps shut on Perth's frequent wet, rainy days. Wine is self-serve and self-pour, with a pretty good selection of WA's finest wines, mainly from the Margaret River region. Look, there's even a rosé along with a sparkling wine. However, if you're a Platinum 1 member, you can ask for the hidden champagne and then sit in your own little roped-off area drinking it, looking very elite, even if slightly ridiculous. Qantas staff roam the lounge, hunting out the few customers, offering a tray-around service and even cocktails brought to your seat. They also offer cold towels infused with essential oils such as lavender and geranium, so you can walk onto your London flight feeling refreshed and smelling like an English country garden. Soft drinks are in the fridge, and again a nod to the violent change your body clock's going to have to get used to. It's stocked with coconut and kombucha. All the time there are images of London on the walls, and a clock counts down the time to the flight. But with an hour and a half to go, there's still nobody in here, but it's dinner o'clock. The buffet choices in the International Lounge are designed in collaboration with the Charles Perkins Centre and focused on a light bite before sleep. The choices are fresh and healthy, and even though it may not sound like it, they're also delicious as well. There are toasted sandwiches on the countertop along with a light cheesy pasta. The cheese board is amazing and again highlights the local produce of the WA area. Best of all is a bruschetta, lightly drizzled with grilled balsamic mushroom and, being me, washed down with a tequila sunrise cocktail. Promptly followed by a gin spritz and refreshing lime juice at the incredibly empty bar. Other cocktails are of course available. But what's this? People! It must be cocktail hour. You see, it's always this way. When the Sydney to Paris flight stops in Perth for an hour and a half to refuel, the people do likewise. But with the time to walk up and down the schnozzle to the plane, that gives the starving hordes just 25 minutes in the lounge to wrap themselves around some fast food and even faster wine. Paris coincides with the Heathrow and Rome flights over the course of just an hour, so no wonder the yoga studio bought the dust and you end up with the huddled masses sitting on the floor trying to shovel down a hot dog. Or rather, in Qantas's plants, a beef sausage sandwich with sauerkraut no less, which is sold to the ravishing masses up the pointy end as haute cuisine WA style. And then, just as quickly, they're gone. They get back onto the plane and the lounge is empty. So if you need to freshen up before the flight, the refresh zone is what they call the Gents. It's your one-stop shop for a 4-step pre-flight ritual to help your skin get ready for the long journey ahead, including deep, intense moisturizers in big bottles. And yes, I did check, they're screwed down so you can't take them on the flight. Few of the walking freight have got time for a shower, so the 15 shower suites are often free, though the passengers did ensure that none of the wine was wasted. They may be, but not the wine. Look how far it's gone down. So what do we reckon then? Is a Qantas International Lounge in Perth worth it? Absolutely. If you're looking at 18 hours on a flight through to London Heathrow, it's great to come in here for a few hours, have some food, and there's a great bar. Sad though, the yoga studio no longer exists. Indeed, compared to the hovel that Qantas serve up as a business class lounge in Sydney and Melbourne, the Perth International Lounge is far more modern and functional. Indeed, the lounge has got a first for an Australian international lounge, a light and bright open terrace. It's a shame it's often shut. I'm impressed by the roof, which is made of clever louvres, which will shut at the first hint of rain. And trust me, there can be plenty of rain in the driest state in Australia. And talking of light, when it's empty, take a walk to check out the shower rooms. They boast light therapy to help your body clock to an earlier time zone. When you leave past a giant wooden roux on the wall, there's a winding staircase up to the main concourse, which is often empty, but just before the London, the Paris, and the Rome flights all depart simultaneously, look how busy it can get. There is a bar here if you really need to have another beer while you're waiting for your flight, or alternatively, you can wait in the lounge, which is absolutely excellent.